Okay, well, I am pleased that I have watched The Visitation for the second time in my life, and I have thoughts to surmise. I've never known a doctor get stuck in a house. This...
I could have got out of that house.
I could have got out of that house. I'm not a Time Lord. I could have got out of a house. Getting out of a house should not...
I'd forgotten that windows can be broken.
Oh, it's unbelievable. He had guns. He could have shot the window.
Yeah.
He just shot a door.
Yeah.
And, right, I've already preemptively read the About Time entry for this story. I read it after episode 3. Lib, do you remember why they have landed in 17th century England?
Weren't they trying to get Tegan to Heathrow?
And what did they get wrong in that approach?
The year.
Okay, so given that they know they're at the future location of Heathrow, why does the Doctor have to ask what the nearest big city is?
Yes, that's a good point. Well, he could have forgotten in all of the stress.
Oh, come on. I mean, just... And then the big final flourish for the pteroleptils is to hide 2 of them behind a door. Behind a pissing door. Come into the room.
And also...
Have some cake. Oh, jump at them now. That's the sort of naff trick I'd expect Adric to use.
The main pteroleptil could see... Oh, and you've brought your friends.
Oh, look, all your
plural.
chums.
Oh, look, they're all here. And yet, then he said, jump now, when they closed the door and the friends weren't in the room. So, like, shut them out. So it's a really poorly timed... I can see you have all 4 people here. Close the door now so that the other 2 people can come in afterwards and whack you.
Then
Doesn't make any sense.
super strong reptiles will jump you. Oh no, now you can shoot me in the stomach. And that was grim.
I did die very quickly.
I didn't like that. That's not how I want... Right, okay, so... We can look past these plot points, okay? We can look past it. Oh, also, I can't get over this one. The power packs emit an electric charge, yes? I am not a scientist, as you may have picked up over the years, but even I know that when you are electrocuted, your muscles contract. One muscle, in fact, a number of muscles are here in your trigger finger. So the Doctor would get shot in the face. Poof! Right, all that to one side. Let's get rid of it. The fundamental problem here, and it's the same problem that we had with 4 to Doomsday, is this TARDIS crew doesn't work. And I hate to say it, but, and I'm repeating myself, I am more okay with Nissa than Lib is, but Lib makes a very solid point that Nissa says everything like this in a very even tone, and then it is fine or it is not fine, depending on where we're at. Fine. She's a no. I could see past that to a certain extent, but adding to that, with the best will in the world, Adric just is an abject failure as a companion. He's an abject failure as a companion.
Don't mince your words, darling.
But he is. Tegan. Now, Tegan could easily work, but she suffers the same fault that the Doctor has, apart from getting locked in houses. The fault they've got is they've got no humour about them whatsoever. There's no fun.
I disagree. I think Tegan's full of fun. And I think she makes some fairly, maybe wit is pushing it, but some valid, slightly sarky remarks. And she does it well. I think the main problem that she's got is that she's stuck in a blue box.
Yeah, with a miserable Doctor.
Thereof, with a white, slightly fragile male.
The Doctor he's always undercutting the companions, undermining the companions. Always. It happens again and again and again. And whereas, and Liv made this point as we were watching it, Tom would have said some of these lines totally differently. Okay, totally differently. Like, there's a point where he's just sarcastic, really nastily sarcastic. I mean, we admit, we laughed when he said, do you know, because, do you know where I'm searching for the things? Oh, do you know where it is? Yes, that's why I'm searching. It's like, what? No, the Doctor doesn't talk like this. That's not how the Doctor behaves.
He's supposed to be above everybody and a bit all-knowing and can sort it out, but this one seems a bit hapless.
There's no fun. there's no fun in this Doctor at the moment, and it's just painful to watch because
I
Davison.
don't think we saw him smile at all.
No, Davison's. When you see Davison talk, I admit I've always found Davison as a person to be a little bit knowing in the way he talks. Okay, which is not how he comes across in certainly not in All Creatures Great and Small, and I'm pretty sure we shall see this Doctor develop in various ways. And the next story, there are certain things I know that's coming up which will bring a smile to faces and all that. Great, fantastic. But in this story, I don't consider this threat to be massive, quite frankly, in comparison
He
to...
does seem quite stressed by it, doesn't he?
Really stressed by it. But the Doctor's dealt with much more. Tom would be bouncing off the walls. Pert would be loving it. Troughton would be sort of pretending it's all...
At what point did the Doctor notice that it was a fire that needed to be let to fire?
Well, it had to be when he was looking at the map in the TARDIS. Because he didn't even know it was London nearby up until that point. Just before he got into the TARDIS. Unbelievable. And it's maddening because what this story's trying to do... Oh, by the way, another thing. I don't think Tegan's given any help in this because Sandifer's written an article about Tegan. Now, this is not a Sandifer diss at Tegan, quite the opposite, because Sandifer's a Tegan advocate. But being a success, irrespective of the fact she's not an intelligent companion. And I think that's how the programme paints her, which is mean. She hasn't even got that sort of instinctive intelligence that somebody like Leela's got. She's continually put in situations where she's set up to fail. It's horrible.
And she's the one that didn't want to be there.
And she doesn't want to be. She's just doing her best. Not like Adric, who sneaks aboard. And Nissa, fair play. You know, there's different circumstances there. Where were we going with this? Yeah, so I'm frustrated. And I'm frustrated because I know that Davison's got better in him for the Doctor. Much better in him. Just a smile now and again. I don't know where this is being pushed in this direction. But we're going to have a big reflect about Davison soon. A big reflect about the fifth Doctor soon. Because as ever, with this whole endeavour, now and again I like to just tune in. And where's the story of the Doctor going? Okay. And I do feel that there's got to be some sort of... We've got to sort of understand why it is that this Doctor, after the egomania and the vast expanse of the fourth Doctor, why has he become this slightly out of his depth, fairly grumpy, not a very giving Doctor at all?
I think it's because he's got charisma burnout. Like, he's been all extroverted,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden it's just like, I can't take it anymore. I'm going to be an introverted tosser. I'm like that at the weekend.
Well, no, okay, that's a fair shout. And we can reflect way forward. Can we look into Time Worm Revelation, right? If you're a hardcore Doctor Who fan, even you might not have read Time Worm Revelation unless you're an utter nerd like me of the last however many years. But there's a brilliant bit in that where Paul Cannell has the fifth Doctor. Paul Cannell has... I love Paul Cannell. Has the fifth Doctor in a sort of fever dream type subconscious thing say, all I wanted to do was... play cricket, and that is the story that Paul Cannell draws as the fifth Doctor. I can see that working from this genesis of the Doctor, this Doctor. That interpretation I think is a valid one. Where's the sort of second Doctor? There is evil that must be fought. Like this is a grand crusade, or where is the third Doctor? That sort of arrogance, but in a sort of, I am a Time Lord and it's my duty to sort this out. And whereas the fourth Doctor, just like that flipping fireball going through the universe going, well, obviously I can deal with these sorts of situations. I will rant it. Ah, dear.
Can I tell you what's making me stressed?
Tell me, Liv, what's making you stressed?
That we're watching these programmes and the only thing they care about is whether Tegan gets home or not. I don't think that should be what I'm focusing on. Yeah,
it's a really good show. This soap opera thing just... I'm really... I'm a little bit cross about this.
Things will get better.
Well, I know things will get better. And when I say I know... Anyway, let's talk next time. I talk far too much at the moment on these things. Yes.